Yeah, man.
Alright, I'm David Leatherwood Crusoe. I'm here with the famous Barney Greenway of Napalm Death. And a couple questions for you. Touring North America can be an expensive proposition. How important is it to have a solid billing offering good value?
Well, I think that's it's very important, and it's nice to have a bit of diversity because I think even the most obsessive grindcore fan doesn't want to see 6 bands playing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It kind of gets a bit repetitive, you know. So we've tried to mix it up a bit, and like you say, offer value, you know, give a good ticket price for the amount of bands and all the rest of it, you know. It's important, you know.
Definitely. Apex Predator, Easy Meat album cover and title suggest the evils of exploitation and consumption. But after I read the liner notes, which mention the Rana Plaza tragedy, I started to think that humans were the main ingredient of the throwaway society. Am I correct?
Well, they're the victims. You know, they're both the victims and the consumers, depending on where you live in the world. To be honest,
yeah,
I agree. You know,
okay.
And so yeah, that was a general idea to challenge this kind of notion that's in the back of people's consciousness that slavery kind of died out, you know, in the Commonwealth in 100+ years ago.
Right?
It didn't, because it's still alive and well. It exists today.
In a third world society.
Also where we are, you know, in Britain, for example, like fruit pickers, you know, real low-income jobs where people are treated really poorly, and also the thing that a lot of people don't think about is fast food workers. You know, in America, I mean, they just went out on strike, like I believe in the last 6 months or so.
Yes.
And they all came out in unison, and I think that was the right thing to do, because those people have been like, when you consider how much turnover these companies are making, fast food companies, and what they pay their employees on the lowest level, it's not acceptable.
There's no way to get outside, right?
It's not acceptable. You know, I'm sorry, but it's not. You know, it's not. There's nothing humane about it or dignified about that level of working conditions.
Yes,
not
I agree.
at all.
Okay. At this stage in your career, is the message as important as the music?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I think that both go hand in hand. Whether you want to call it a message or not, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but it's a humane philosophy, I guess, you know, that could apply to anything and everything. Okay. Yeah, it's the two go hand in hand, you know. By the same token, you know, we're not just people standing on soapboxes on street corners, we are a band as well. So, yes, of course, there is an entertainment aspect to what we do. No question, nothing wrong with that, you know, but we use the two mediums go really well together, you know, to move forward.
Gotcha. I purchased a physical copy of the album and discovered a bonus track called O Susudio. What can you tell me about that? Why was it omitted from the album?
Just because, no particular reason, just because the other tracks we felt were stronger, you know, although that's no less important than the other ones, you know, it's just, we picked the ideal lineup of songs sort of thing, and then, you know, it's always a tough decision because you debate amongst yourselves, and eventually you arrive at a consensus, you know, so that's how we try and do things, democratically, you know.
You have a video out for the song, Smash Single Digit.
Yeah.
How was that made? Did they draw you?
They drew me, and they drew everything else. Well, they captured me doing the song, doing the whole song.
Okay.
And then they just, I guess, however the technique, they just kind of drew me. They drew me after that, they drew me in.
Would there be any other videos playing?
There will be, but we're not sure when yet, because obviously we're here right now on tour. It's a little difficult shooting videos when you're on tour. And so it's, I'm sure there will be, but it's just a matter of when.
Okay. How was the 70,000 tons of metal tour?
It was fun. You know, I mean, I'm always a little bit kind of cynical before these things, I admit, because I just think, this is going to be a big tack.
Yeah.
But you know, actually, It's a really nice time.
Was it difficult being trapped on the ship with the fans like that?
If that's the worst thing you can hope for, then
Gotcha.
then you're not in a bad place, you know. I mean, no, you know what? I'm a people person. I like people. It's really nice to be in a relaxed atmosphere with people and just do your thing. Everybody does their thing. It's great. A lot to be said.
I heard a guy even proposed to his fiancée during your guys' actual set.
That was in Miami. That wasn't on the boat. That was in the gig straight after. Yeah.
What happened there?
Just
tell you ahead of time?
well, it was Eric who's filling in on guitar for us at the moment. It was a friend of his, and he asked Eric said, "Oh, he was a bit sheepish about it. So look, this guy's asked me to do it." So no, it's not very Napalm death. And I was like, you know what? These two people are happy and they want to do it for themselves. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Make somebody's day, you know. Make somebody happy. That's what it's all about.
Napalm Death has now reached 15 studio albums. Is 20 a possibility?
Of course, there are no impossibilities. If 25 years ago you would have said to me I'd be speaking to you now and on this stairway, I'd have said, "You're fucking kidding me." Yeah. But obviously things don't always work out as you know in the way that you might expect. So yeah, of course it's a possibility. You know, I'm 45 years old now.
You're not ready to hang it up?
I can still fucking play along with the best of them. You know, as a group, we feel we can still make good albums. You know, so as long as it goes that way, then fine. If within ourselves we begin to doubt our enthusiasm, then of course then you look at it again. But right now, everything's going well.
Excellent. The Bieber shirt that you wore in Russia.
Yeah.
Did you pick Bieber on purpose because you thought that he would get a lot of attention?
Everybody's picked up on that. It was actually just a fun thing to do. I mean, you know what? The real reason why I did it in the back of my mind is because they'd either passed or they're just about to pass this law about promotion of non-traditional sexual practice, and I thought that was so stupid, you know. So I kind of tried to have the most effeminate thing that I could, you know, to wear.
And you got Bieber fit?
Well, that was the only thing that I got, you know. That was the only thing that I got, you know.
No magenta shirts in your wardrobe?
Well, I got nothing unlike that on with me, you know. So I got some pretty fucking clothes on, but I didn't have anything on me.
That's awesome. The message of Apex Predator is strong. Are you concerned about how things might go over while touring in some parts of the world? I heard you were playing in India. Is there any place else where you think the subject matter might be too strong?
Well, no, because think about it. What are you doing if the object is not to, first of all, open people's minds, raise people's awareness, and so if you're scared of if the idea is not to touch your nerves in here,
that's why you do it. Exactly. I get it.
You know, so of course not, and neither will I. And we've had a couple of situations now where some places in the world have brought to because they have moral censorship. They are literally censorship bodies in the governments.
Do they come to the show?
Well, no. Before you go, they say you can come and play, but you can't mention this. And my answer is, well, sorry, then we're not coming. You know,
right?
Why do you want to dilute what you're saying? Because it affects the very things that you're trying to be critical of.
Exactly.
What would I think about that's nonsense.
So watering down the message is never a Napalm Death.
Why would you? You know, you'd be selling yourself down the river.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
Why would you want to do that? That makes no sense.
I agree. The media attention you receive as an artist gives you a voice which enables you to bring attention to injustices around the world. And I'm talking about the letter that you wrote to the Indonesia president. With so many problems, how do you decide what ones deserve attention?
Well, I mean, all you can do is deal with them as they come up, you know what I mean? You have to, you are correct that obviously there's a ton of stuff in this world that needs addressing.
But is it you jump on your computer and you read about it and you say, hey, I should say something?
Sometimes people come to me, sometimes I just fall across things. It can be in a number of ways, you know. So And I'm just one small part of it, you know. This is the thing to say is that it's not about me, you know, because I'm irrelevant to these things. Sure enough, if I can use my voice,
That's what I'm saying.
then
right.
that's okay. But it's nothing for my
Personal gain.
status,
Right. Yeah.
or
Okay.
status. Honestly, I could care less about that. The intended thing for me is the result of whatever the thing is. You know, I can shrink back into the background even when these things get resolved. You know, it's not a problem for me. You know, I don't do it for people to hang a fucking medal on my neck or something. That's not my thing.
You do it because you see it and you think it's wrong.
I do it because I'm a human being, and I think that's the way that human beings should conduct themselves. You know, as in regards to human beings and other sentient beings as well. You know, so.
Those metal recruitants and napalm death,